Reuters, as of March 18, 2020, more than 204,000 cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed worldwide. The countries most affected by the outbreak include China, Italy, and Iran. The virus has caused over 8,000 deaths worldwide, with over 82,000 recoveries. For more information, try asking, is the coronavirus in Spain? Or, how many cases of coronavirus are in Iran?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Big Daddy, he'll be around here very shortly. Got Uncle Bruno coming up. He'll be here with us as well. We're going to be going over a couple fun topics tonight relating to this coronavirus. Going to be talking
fun
yeah,
topics.
A lot of fun topics.
I'm losing my mind over this virus. Well, of course, I was losing my mind prior.
Going to be talking the virus, coping skills, people's reactions, etc., etc. It should be a lot of fun, especially once we get Uncle Bruno here.
Stephanie, I'm going live, but I didn't shave. I kind of have like an Alcatraz jailbird kind of look going on, and I'm letting Ryan start the show. Is it okay if I let Ryan start the show once in a while? It's been over 9 months since we've been on a BDRS podcast, and the topic is the coronavirus and how you're dealing with it and how humanity's responding to it, which I personally think it's kind of not doing such a good job with the stock market and all that. But I'm going to let Ryan do his thing. And please, just everybody, don't interrupt Ryan, please. This is the Big Daddy Roadshow.
I don't think they're going to be doing a whole lot to interrupt here, Tom. But let's see. Personally, here in our state, what are we up to? 133 total cases here?
That's a number that's higher than I thought it was. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we're up to 133. You're, I guess, in Luzerne County only has one case.
That's not me, but I just heard my daughter cough, and it put me into a little mini panic.
I'm right below you in Schuylkill County. We don't have any cases yet. I'm sure it's on its way. Montgomery County in Pennsylvania is up to 42 cases. Now, we thought we had a lot of cases here. New York is up to almost 3,000.
Yeah, I think New York is going to be the epicenter in the United States. All these major hubs, airline hubs, it just makes sense. L.A., Las Vegas is shut down. Ryan, Las Vegas, they're shutting it down.
Yeah, I saw they're closing all the casinos, everything. I know they would. I think they made them shut them down in Pennsylvania as well.
Hey, there's Carla. A couple quick shout outs as we ask people to share the show. This is the BDRS. Do not adjust your screens. I am not on the screen just yet. Uncle Bruno is in the batter's up box. He's off sharing the show right now. And Uncle Bruno says if you don't share this podcast, he's going to break your legs.
Let's see. Renee said 7 in Lackawanna County.
And we're already coast to coast, Ryan. People are chiming in from all over the country. It's so wonderful to be back after 9 months. My brain is functioning slightly again. Of course, you guys have been following my page. You know about my Klonopin nightmare and my visits to behavioral hospitals. Thanks for all the kind words. I'm still kicking. And it's kind of weird, Ryan. We were talking about how you and I were dealing with the anxiety. Now, I think you've had anxiety more than me. I've had the anxiety since the pill mistake. But what's strange about this is now that we're in the middle of this pandemic, I'm coming out of 9 months of repairing my brain from a major pharmaceutical pill, like a legal doctor-prescribed medication called Klonopin in the benzo family. And I don't know, for some reason, I have like this opposite reaction to this pandemic. I guess it's because I survived this 9 months of hell. But thank you, Bernadette. I appreciate it. Jennifer Perel, the beautiful Jennifer, is joining us in the chat. And she says, hey, guys, just popping on for a minute. I'll be back soon. Miss you, Tom Dwyer. Oh, how about Uncle Bruno and Ryan? Give some love to Ryan here. But yeah, Ryan, keep going. I got a graphic to put up on the screen. It's probably a little bit dated, but go ahead and give us some of those stats that you love to find. And
how about West Virginia being the last state to have cases of coronavirus here in the U.S.? Do you know why? West Virginia was the last state to get coronavirus, which is intriguing to me because some of the government's biggest underground bunkers are located in West Virginia.
Oh, and we are definitely going to get into the conspiracy stories with this.
Yeah, just dropping a little teaser there.
Yeah, because anybody who's listened to Coast or maybe the Joe Rogan podcast, and Eddie Bravo, and Alex Jones is always talking about conspiracies and stuff. This will be talked about because there are some pretty interesting ideas that, I have so many people that send me messages when shit like this goes down, and you should hear some of the stories. We'll talk about them in a little bit. Sarah Peterson, wow, when you don't go live in 9 months, a lot of people show up. That's awesome.
Yeah. Looks like we got a lot of viewers going on here. It's nice to see everybody back.
Cool. Here's a graphic that'll blow your mind. It's like one of those. Oh, wait a minute. Where the hell did it go? Interesting. Oh, here we go. Look at this one. Look at all the red on this thing around the world. Now, this is probably a little bit older, but how can this not be? This is a big deal because even with the media hype, the question is why all the media hype? Oh, Uncle Bruno's sharing the videos right now. I wonder if Uncle Bruno's anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you think of all the media hype this is getting, and going back to swine flu and the bird flu, we did have more deaths, but there wasn't anywhere near as much media hype about it.
Yeah,
now it remains to be seen how much and how quickly this is going to spread through the year. We might eclipse those marks, but yeah, well, we'll see. It's going to be bad either way.
Okay, here's the question I have. This is simple. I think it's a common sense question. We've been through all these other viruses. We've been through the flu every year. Some years you get it, some years you don't. I am not a fan of getting the flu shots because every time I get it, I end up having like a mild version of the flu. And because I guess of where I live and I don't really, I'm not really out that much anymore, especially since the last 9 months. I'm like, okay, I'll just kind of like take my chances. But my left lung issue that I have, I am a little bit more anxious about this one. So I keep trying to tell my daughter, like, hey, they're canceling schools. Now I'm hearing schools are going to be out until the fall. You got different countries where you are banned from flying back and forth, which I think they should have just shut all them down to begin with, because know that those toothpaste containers in the sky with wings is where most of this stuff is coughing. And you know what I'm saying? Like those confined elevators, things like that.
Well, yeah, but look at how it went with the cruise ships. They're like a cesspool.
Yeah, well, that's where I thought it started, but I don't know. I guess it started. Now, this is the thing. Some people think it didn't start like we were told. So, of course, that goes into the conspiracy theories. But we'll let people in the chat just throw it. Some of these people in the chat have been sending me messages, have been sending me videos. Some of them are crazy. I'll give you an example before Uncle Bruno gets up here. One of them says that this could be an attack from China. And basically, in a nutshell, what this man is thinking is that it was like a shot across the bow of the ship. A virus that has got some serious problems with it, affects the lungs more than anything. Of course, is going to be not good news for elderly people or people that are compromised with their health in any way. Say you had heart surgery or God forbid you had a whole heart transplant. You don't need no coronavirus if you're trying to heal from that. Okay. So this man is saying that he thinks it could be because of all the China. China was, and let's face it, China was definitely getting the lion's share of the deal with all the crap that we buy from China. And I've always hated the China crap and the dollar store plastic buckets that break within 6 months. I mean, they've mastered the art of bringing the prices down, but giving you shit that breaks within weeks, or at least certainly doesn't last a year. So you're buying 3, 4, 5 times as many buckets because they just don't last anymore.
Yeah, you pay less because there's no quality control.
Right. I think it's just they've learned to make more money with more sales. And the cost of making the cheaper products, it's got to be crazy. But, so this man thinks that it could be like maybe there's more viruses to come. That's with people that are thinking that this was a virus that was let out of a lab on purpose. I don't know if I'm ready for that, but nothing ever seems right with the media. The media, instead of trying to calm people down, I think the media is what caused the craziness that has been going on. What do you think about that?
I think it's a very accurate statement, at least for a majority of people.
I see Uncle Bruno in the background, just dying to get live and talk about this. I know he's stacking up on ammo because he's a little worried about the stock exchange. But here we go. Let's bring Uncle Bruno live. This is Ryan John Tabasco and Uncle Bruno on the Big Daddy Road Show. First time live for like over 9 months. It's crazy.
Been a while.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Bruno. How are you, bud?
Good. What's going on? Congratulations on your house.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, congratulations on being a new homeowner. God bless you. Now you get to pay taxes for the rest of your life.
No, they're rolled into the mortgage, so I only have to think about paying them after the mortgage is paid off.
Right. But my point is that basically you rent from Uncle Sam for the rest of your life.
More or less, yes.
Christina White's in the chat. Bernadette across the country's in the chat. That's so nice. It's so wonderful. Most of our people listen to these shows later after the live. It's kind of cool to see all these people coming back. And I will come live eventually, but I'm camera shy. No, seriously, I look like shit. Like, even when I look at myself in the mirror, like, dude, these 9 months have just like wrecked you. You know,
maybe it could be a new look.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I come live, I'm going with the Alcatraz inmate look. So
Embrace it.
I'm embracing it. I look like I'm in the courtyard of Alcatraz on what do they give the people in jail? Like an hour break. And I want to play basketball, but I'm not healthy enough to play with basketball. I couldn't even do a layup right now.
I still think you need your friend to come over and get you spruced up on live.
You talking about the beautiful Jennifer?
Yes.
Did you happen to see that she was in the chat tonight? For you to see a beautiful Jennifer spotting on the Big Daddy Road Show, it's a pretty big deal. And you know her, she's all like, she's like the local city diva. She's like, I just came on for a few seconds and you guys can go fuck off now. I'm out of here. She comes in to say hello. So everybody goes, hey, beautiful Jennifer. And then she leaves. I think it's their attention span. I don't think she's got one.
Yeah, exactly.
But she's gorgeous and she's fun to look at.
But
So,
getting back to the topic, I think the media, you're absolutely correct. I think the media is 100%, instead of calming the people. You know what my biggest pet peeve is that, okay, so now in my area, we have, in my county now, we have 2 cases of corona. So what I want to know is, how close they are to where I am, but nobody's giving me that information.
What's your state up to, Bruno? 39?
I'm in New Hampshire. I think it's either 29 or 39. Correct.
Yeah, it's 30. It's 39. I'm looking at it.
Okay, it's 39, and so most of them are in the Hillsborough, Grafton County, but now there's a Belknap and there's a Carroll County, and I'm in Carroll County. So supposedly, one of the newspapers talked to one of the health facilities, and they said they couldn't give any information out to talk to the CDC. But I'm assuming it's a couple of towns away from me, whoever was infected. So, but that's what and they're not giving you, the health status, which obviously with HIPAA, they can't do that. But what I'm wondering is, like if you saw the stats, more people die of the flu every year than this coronavirus right now. And I'm also part of that conspiracy thing. Did it come from China? Did somebody set that virus off?
Well, the way I look at it is the flu is something that's pretty much around all year and slowly mutates. This is something that supposedly mutated out of the blue, so it has to have some time to speed up a little bit. I think by the end of the year, I think we're going to see a lot of casualties from it.
Hold on a second. Let's talk about this mutating thing. So basically, this was something that supposedly started in a bat. People were eating bats, and it was affecting the bats, but then finally it mutated where it could jar into your throat, I guess. In other words, it wasn't just affecting animals, it was jumping to humans. That's the first mutation. Is that right? Or
yes.
Am I got it right?
If we're going to play by that route, yeah, that would be the first mutation.
That's what they were talking about.
And if you want to play by that route, then the conspiracy theory is that the reason why they're going way overboard with this one all over the world, and different countries are handling it different ways, some better than others. I personally think our country's doing a pretty damn good job of it. But they're afraid, the reason why it's so big and blown out of proportion is because they're afraid of it remutating, where it'll do more damage, or we have so like Ryan said, I think there's a lot of people that have this. It just hasn't kicked in yet. How do you know it kicks in with every human at the same amount of days? You know what I'm saying? Maybe some people got a rocket immune system, then they get a cold, their immune system drops down, boom, they got the virus.
Yeah, I think they're saying 14 to 27 days is the length of time they're giving.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Some people think it was the wet market, which if you got, I've never even seen a wet market. Have you seen the videos of these markets with the dogs dripping blood over dog crates and snakes and bats and rats? Listen, I like to eat. And if things go down south where we can't get the meat at the market, this dude's not, I'm not eating a rat. I'm not going to do it. It's not happening.
I don't think that's going to happen here either.
I'd slice up Uncle Bruno and eat Uncle Bruno before I'd eat a rat. But I wouldn't do it to Uncle Bruno. We would just whack somebody else. Somebody was trying to steal our toilet paper.
They're saying that right now. These people that are quarantined with their husband and wives, there's going to be deaths, there's going to be babies, and there's going to be divorces out of this.
Probably.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of babies. Bernadette in Oregon says she's up to 75 cases and 3 deaths, and that's what they know of right now. And Christina White says that you're creating smoke screens. Right. By the way, that's not THC. That's just a little bit of hemp oil and nicotine because he's got a little problem with the nicotine. We all got our problems. Don't judge us. So, exactly. Uncle Bruno, how do you fly with the talk of martial law and curfews? What are you thinking about that?
The sad part of this whole thing is that you are going to lose a lot of local businesses. This is what I'm afraid of, because we have, in my area, and where I am now is, we have a lot of local businesses. Their real moneymaker is the summertime. If this thing passes through and it's done by June, then some of these businesses probably won't be affected because we come into our summer season as long as the tourists come and everything else. But, other places, robiespub.com, if you've heard that term, you've heard that before from the Grind show. He's in Ohio. He's got 2 bars and he had to shut them down. He's afraid of the looting, so he actually employed his employees to go in and clear out all the food, clear out all the booze. So if somebody does break into his building, because that's what they're afraid of now. Obviously, that's what they're talking about. If that starts to happen, I think that you're going to have to institute some type of martial law or some type of curfew. I guess, as you said today, instead of me investing in the stock market, I invested in some more ammo, and I'm investing in some real estate, but I'm also keeping a little bit of money ready because I'm going to get back in the stock market, and I'm going to ride the wave again, hopefully with a few bucks here coming up, because what goes down will go back up again.
Yeah, they're saying the stock market's going to have a real nice rebound after all this, especially with how much they dropped.
Right. If you have some spare cash, you know what I mean? Keep an eye on stuff.
Here's what I'm doing. I'm taking that 3,000. I'm going to put it in the stock market.
Absolutely. Take that stimulus check. Yeah, 100%. Take the stimulus check. Dump it into something that.
Here's the thing. We are in uncharted waters, fellas.
We are.
This is like at the height of 9/11 kind of situation for the world, not just the country of the United States. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. Everybody's got opinions. I did a poll yesterday. I don't know if you've caught it. I dated it March 17th. It was all in green, and it got crazy response on my personal Facebook page. I asked people a poll between the number 1 and 10, 10 being the highest. How anxious are you about this whole situation?
What was the average? Did you do an average?
I gotta tell you, I think it was, I only did a quick scan. I told them it wasn't a scientific study because I'm not a scientist, but to me, it's like a coin flip. We had everything from -3, not worried at all. Not a lot, maybe 5 zeros, a good number of 1s and 2s, but I don't believe the 1 and 2s. I think the people are are anxious, but they don't know what to do with the anxiety, and they're trying to remain positive, and that's a good thing. But there was a lot of numbers that went up to 10s, and then they elaborated. And if you go to that thread, to me, all the thread and the sub threads and all the different ideas that people have, very interesting. it just left me feeling like, yeah, we are literally dealing with people all over the world that have no effing idea what truly is going on. And I want to tell you that it could be our illustrious leaders who are human too, and they don't know everything. You know, did we know what 9/11 was? Hell, I thought we were being attacked when 9/11 happened. I think a lot of people did, but I'm just saying that I really think that people just don't know. I think the hornet's nest has been kicked. Hopefully it's by a virus that we're just going to kick in and get a shot for. But I'll tell you, I don't think the people trust the media, and I don't think the people trust their governments anymore. I really do. I think the people have a real issue with that. And I think that that's why people are biting people for toilet paper. I've seen women biting, fighting, they were pulling the weaves out of girls' heads.
Why did the... I'm a little confused on the... I mean, I was away for a week and I did not watch any TV. So why did what's up with the toilet paper and the paper towels?
People are stockpiling because I guess they're anticipating being quarantined.
Oh, okay.
People are so scared.
That's the most logical answer I could think of.
People are so frightened. They're afraid of shit in their pants, and that's it. They're afraid.
Now, if you want to go a step farther from what I said, psychologically speaking, a lot of people feel like they're a little more in control over a situation when they go out and buy things and feel as if they're prepared for a situation. So a lot of it can be psychological as well.
That's true too. That's a good point.
Ryan, say that again.
A lot of it can have like a psychological role. People going out and buying things that they feel would make them prepared, would make them feel a little more in control over the situation.
Comfortable with the situation.
It's like a fat guy like me eating potato chips. It's comfort.
Kind of.
I mean, but it doesn't make any sense because you're not going to, even if you've got 2 carts worth of toilet paper. Okay, this is the thing. Dusty Schmidt, one of my close friends, he goes by Leather Ass in the poker world. He's a multimillionaire, okay? He's easily one of the top poker players online before the big Black Friday. He's very invested in the stock market. He's basically lost a lot on paper, Uncle Bruno, right?
Right.
He's like you, stick with it. It's going to bounce back. But even I saw him writing on his own personal page that if this is some kind of an attack, which let's face it, with some of these sick bastards through history, Hitlers and Stalins and all these people, what makes you think we can't have one of those people today? And with all the China, because China was sticking it up everybody's ass with their crap they were sending all around the world, paying people pennies a day. Well, you don't think that there's still rich people in China? There's millions of rich people in China. And they're working on the backs of people, selling us dollar buckets that are useless. And I think the president was right to go after that. The tariffs and all that. But now you got China, communist country. You mean to tell me you don't think that if they were going to attack us, they might not try something like what they said Hussein was going to do with the chemical warfare? Yeah, fuck it. Let's just strap. They don't even care about their own people. You know, the reason why you could buy a bicycle at Kmart, well, no, you can't even buy a bicycle at Kmart because all the Kmart's shut down. But the reason why you could buy all these products so cheap is because some kid chained to a desk in China made your bike, probably painted the bike without masks. And now I'm not saying it is. I'm just trying to have a conversation, and I'm basing it on what people are sending me, that they're worried about that if this is. Now, when Dusty Schmidt mentions it and says, if you put your money in the stock market and it doesn't bounce back up because of, say, a World War III type situation or something like that, here was what he said. A little bit dirty. He said, we're all fucked anyway, so what? So the point, you know what I'm saying? But for a guy like him to even consider a conspiracy type thing, like a virus attack, and I'm sorry, I'm an open-minded guy. I keep all ideas open. I'm not going to go, okay, it's just a virus. They're worried about it. But why are they this worried about it? Because how many people, I know you guys are watching your Facebook, and you know that half of the people on your page are like, well, I'm not worried. There's still people on the beaches. They don't even give a shit. They're down in Florida, these young kids on spring break.
Yep.
I personally know people that don't think this exists whatsoever.
Right. There are some
right,
people.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Now, Carla says this is going to be devastating to local businesses. And while we're talking about businesses, I want to give a quick plug for my friend, the hippie tie-dye guy, who's very much hurting, like probably countless others.
And I put his link on the comments.
He's got his tie-dye T-shirts on sale. They're very high quality. I have them for years, and they're still bright and vibrant, and they last in countless washes. Hook them up. Buy some of his tie-dyes. Maybe it'll bring a smile to your face during all these crazy dark times. But how do you feel about the comedians joking about the virus? I think
you have to.
I don't have a problem with that. A good comedian, a very, very good comedian goes with the flow and with the times. You know what I mean? We've seen, there's been comedians that have been on Facebook talking about other comedians that have done the same show for 15 straight years. And then you got guys like Anthony Rodia, and you got guys like Terry White, and you've got guys like, these guys come out and these guys do.
What about Kevin Downey Jr.? He's all over.
Kevin Downey Jr. He comes and they do what they do relevant stuff. You want to do relevant stuff. People, you know what I'm saying? You're putting when you do that, you're drawing the crowd in because everybody knows something about something that you're talking about.
Well, the way I look at it, like going into different coping mechanisms, I think humor is one of the best coping mechanisms you can get.
Absolutely, humor and laughter is probably one of the best remedies for people that are down in the dumps and whatever, So
I just decided that I will come live if people share the show. I haven't been on a show in 9 months. I look like shit.
Wow,
I mean, if you want to see how bad I could look, share the show.
You found that shaman thing. That's pretty good.
This is because this guy I thought was creepy even back in the day, always squeezing his shaman. He would not make it in 2020. This guy would have been labeled as some kind of freak.
This is the thing that I'm worried about because I got back. I mean, I have some supplies. I came back from a week. We went to the supermarket. We got a few things. But I was there the other day, and there are no toilet paper at all. Not that I need any right now, but just for shits and giggles, I went down the aisle, and it's just cleaned out all the way down. And
all those aisles are cleaned out.
Exactly. But what I'm thinking, and now all of a sudden, everybody's shutting down. So if people are afraid and they're shutting their manufacturing plants, are we going to get product? Where are we going to get product from?
Well, let's talk about Pennsylvania.
And let's talk about Pennsylvania with the truck drivers being shut down.
Governor Wolf is shutting down all the rest
the truck stops. Yeah. All the rest areas.
These truckers are making extra money, doing extra runs a week. I'll bet you any damn money they're not looking at those logbooks like they normally would.
Well, that was the next thing. I was just talking to a friend of mine that's a trucker, and he said the same thing. He says, listen, if I got to get stuff somewhere or if I have an emergency load, what are they going to do? They're going to stop me and for a couple hours extra that I'm on the road. Right now, people are going to kind of run a little bit rampant.
Listen, I don't want to even. I'm not kidding you. I'm playing. I always slide to the caution side of things. If you're not cooling your jets about going out, look, I don't even care if the people that are still going out get the virus. To me, they deserve it. What I don't like is that they're being so inconsiderate of elderly and people with health issues. Like they are thinking of only themselves and partying, and that's how we humans are.
Well, speaking of elderly, did you see that the Giant stores, at least in our area, are going to be opening up for 1 hour in the morning for seniors?
That's the same with our area is the same thing. 6 to 7:30 in the morning, 60 years old and up.
Yep. Yeah, same here, 60 years and up. And they should be doing that.
Yeah, right. And how many people like us especially what our city used to be like back when I was a teenager and younger, when we used to open the doors for ladies, when we used to always take care of the elderly, I would check in on them. I'm not checking in on them now. I've been having friends check in on me in the last 9 months. Okay.
Oh, some of the comments saying that they reopen rest areas for truckers.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, they should. But
I mean, they could shut the facility that the restroom facilities and put out some porta potties. But at least these guys could get off the highway. It's more dangerous for them to be parked along the side of the highway than
Yes.
it is for them to pull into the highway and sleep in their cabs.
The point I was trying to make, guys, is that why do we need? I mean, I think it's great that they're doing it. Let the elderly in because people are stampeding for stuff, and old people, you can see them. They're walking. You just look at some old people and you go, "Damn, I'm so impressed to even leave the house. You're so bent over and crippled, and But they don't need young people pushing them and fighting and biting them for toilet paper. But
Right.
why do we even need to be like that? Our country used to be better than this. I would have grabbed them and told the lady, listen, just go in your car. I'll bring them out to you. People used to take care of people better. People
So
used to be a kinder people.
absolutely.
Now
And
everybody can't stand the other person because of their politics. It's just, I mean, look at these pictures right here on the screen here. This big dude in his shorts, this tough guy with the hair, long hair. He's got a motorcycle. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shit, we're talking like 7 or 8, 9 packs of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Wipe your ass with a newspaper, people, if it gets that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
there's what do people in war do? How do they wipe their ass in war, Bruno?
The funny part is, well, you know Chiro DiPaggio, right?
I don't, but you can educate me.
You don't know him? Well, he's the Mob King guy. He's doing a bunch of series and stuff. He just moved to Greece, and he's saying over there, the people are laughing at us or what we're doing here. You know what I mean? So it's like it's ridiculous. They just looking at us like, what the hell's going on with the toilet paper? You know what I mean? They just can't grasp. And they have the same issue there. They've got the coronavirus. And look at Italy, where they're all in their homes. I don't know if anybody saw any of the Facebook stuff where that little courtyard area, everybody came out and was playing music. So,
yeah, Italy's in a complete lockdown right now.
Yes. I mean, today, what was it today? Today was 300 people died today or something like that they posted, or 275.
Yep.
Bernadette says the whole aftermath is going to be devastating, like a domino effect. This is
that's what Ryan said. Ryan thinks that by the time this thing goes through, there'll be a lot of deaths.
And that's why, actually, I was going to post it right when he was talking about that. But the people in the chat are really all over this. Dave Gabula says it's nothing more than a lack of respect with the elderly. Exactly. Let's face it, the whole respect thing. Our generation doesn't get the respect that our grandparents got, our parents got. It's just kind of like it became the norm to not respect your elderly.
The kids are not. The kids are not taught that. They're not taught. They're not taught respect, and they're not taught loyalty right now. And you're absolutely correct.
Agrees. We are not civil like we used to be. So now we have something. Okay, this is my point, and it's probably like, oh, you're a doomsdayer. No, I'm not. I'm just being a realist. None of us know what's really going on. Okay, and then on top of us not knowing what's going on, you got the country split down the middle in an election year, where half of the people can't stand the other people based on just if they have an R or a D next to their name for voting. And half of the people don't care if the president right now is going to supposedly send out these $1,000 checks. How about all those people that posted he's not my president? You mean to tell me you think those people aren't going to cash those?
They're going to be the first ones.
They're going to run to the bank with that money. And are they going to, like, they'll never, when somebody will never give anybody a thumbs up on something, like never, man, we got a real mental problem. And it's like half of the beehive is just, and it goes both sides too. The extremes on both are and the Democrats.
Yeah. Right.
But,
right.
But now Carla says we're going to have a massive recession. Yeah, listen, we could be talking like late 1920s. We could be talking like Dust Bowl, kind of like where we are. Here's what I said to Dusty Schmidt, the multimillionaire top poker player in the world. I said, Dusty, should I start investing in green and red apples to sell for $0.10 a piece on the street corner? And the thing is like he kind of come back and goes, listen, nobody knows which ways this is going to go. You had Democrats like Bill Maher, the famous comedian, talk show host. I think he started on HBO. I don't know where he's now. He actually begged for a recession just to beat Trump in the election. Well, now here we are. All these people stock, but then again, I don't get the stock market either because it's all based on the futures. and it's all based on projection. And we all saw what happened with people with the housing bubble. Now we have a serious problem with the student loan bubble, right?
Yep.
We got a lot more problems than just a virus. That's all I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that I'm going to take that poll every major news day, because if the next something happens, I want to see if those numbers change. But I'm hoping and praying that people get their shit together. And all these people that got all their toilet paper in their back closet and in their bedroom closet stacked up, I hope they're happy now, and everybody else can just buy a roll of toilet paper like normal people.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully that's what I said the other day. I said to the manager there when I went by, and I actually went to the pharmacy, picked up prescriptions, and the pharmacy was right near the aisle for the paper goods and stuff. So I said to him, one of the managers was there, and I said, hopefully everybody's bought and everything they need, and now the next few loads you get in, people just come and get what they need like it's normally like a normal operation. So he laughed.
No, people are buying it, stocking it up, and trying to resell it.
Well, I know that. I've seen eBay. I've seen Facebook.
They put a stop to it on Amazon and eBay.
Yep.
There was a guy trying to sell 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer on Amazon.
I know.
I mean, he's just looking to turn a buck, but yeah, that's kind of morally not right to take advantage of people like that.
Correct. There should be laws. That's what laws should be in effect on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said that to Dusty about the stock market. Why is there not oversight and all that on these bubbles? Why?
Well, they've shut down. They've closed down early the last couple of times. So, they've done that.
And it's been shooting down and spiking up and shooting down.
Yep.
And
we're at what? Well, all the gains we had, we're back to 2017 or 15 or something I saw. I don't remember what I saw today, but like I say, if anybody's got any spare cash, keep it in hand because it's time to start buying. Apple was, 6 or 7% down. Some other stocks were 12 to 15% down.
Come on, most people can't afford those kind of high-end stocks. What are you going to be buying Teslas? What is Tesla stock at, like $800 or something?
I understand, but I'm saying if you have any extra cash hidden around, even if you get a couple of shares. So, any rate, but our office, our company has done closure. If we need to be in the office for something, we could go in there if necessarily. We can work from home.
How's real estate doing through all this?
Right now we're still, the thing is we have such low inventory that if something gets listed, people are coming out to take a look at it. We have certain guidelines now. We're not doing open houses because we have no control. If somebody calls me, I'm supposed to question them if they've been out of the country in the last couple of months, and are they healthy? I'm supposed to ask those questions.
Are you selling more houses if they're located in the hills?
I'm not really in the hills. I'm more in vacation area. So right now, I don't really know. I can tell you right now where I am right at this point. There are a lot more people from people got out of Massachusetts that have second homes, and they're here with their kids and their families because their husbands or wives are working from home and the kids have no school. So they've come to New Hampshire where there was less originally, coronavirus thing. Now we're starting to ramp up. Like I said, we've got a couple here in Carroll. I'm in between Belknap, Carroll, and what's the other one? Belknap, Carroll, and probably Merrimack County, I guess, between that. So I'm a little further away from Hillsborough and the Grafton County, but the Belknap and the Carroll, I'm in that general area. So I don't know, but our town today just closed. All town facilities are closed today, so they will not reopen again until whatever.
Our governor put a recommendation for all non-essential businesses to shut down. They flat out said they wouldn't enforce it, but it was just a suggestion.
That was the next question, is because they told that our restaurants closed last night at 9:00, so they did give them St. Patrick's night to get their food.
Okay,
out.
well, like restaurants, they have to close. They're allowed to do takeout and
takeout only, correct, and that's what ours was shut down because New Hampshire's usually a little bit behind most states, especially Massachusetts started last last Wednesday or Thursday or something, or Friday they were shutting them down. Ours got closed. Ours got done yesterday at 9 o'clock, and like you said, it's only takeout, pickup, curbside delivery. That's it. Nobody's inside. My question on that is, who is monitoring the people that are cooking and preparing and delivering that food?
Right. Yeah. Do you
Your
guys?
your question is, see, this is what I'm saying. Even though they do these safeguards, here's another thing I read today. The truck drivers that are still out there moving all the things for everybody, they made it to where like restaurants like McDonald's only through the drive-through. Well, the trucks don't fit through those drive-throughs, so I guess truckers were like walking up to the window or walking up to the sign.
Yeah,
There was a post on Facebook. I guess it was Dunkin' Donuts in Mountaintop, where a truck driver kind of pulled off to the side of the drive-through window, and they had it out. There's a video online with it.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have all kinds of tensions.
Yeah.
Listen, people, this is what the fear is. This is what I'm saying. I would guess, Bruno, would you agree with this? Brian, let me throw this at you. Small businesses, they're working paycheck to paycheck. They're working month to month. They're getting by. They have their money to survive. They got their money to pay their rents. Maybe they own it. They got their money to pay their employees. They're not ready to withstand months. Like you said about these bar owners, these entertainment facilities, all these, somebody on that Three's Company show from Governor's Radio was talking today how, in the summertime, if they do open up the concerts, people are going to go to the beach parties. Well, how about all these months during the winter months where these guys who have been paying for these big buildings where they need big spaces for the bands to play and the people to dance and hang out.
Right.
Now they're sitting empty. There's no beer being sold.
There's going to be a huge fallout throughout the United States.
I predict an avalanche like we've never seen before.
Exactly, because just like you said, you've got. I personally know bartenders, waitresses, waiters that work paycheck to paycheck. And these guys now do not have a job because they've been closed down if their place does not have takeout. And even if they have takeout, some of these waiters and waitresses, only the senior ones can take the they can help do the takeout stuff or deliver or whatever. So some of these people, and some of the people are going to lose good employees. A friend of mine says, I'm probably going to lose if my good employees go and find other jobs other than the restaurateur business, they're never going to come back to me. And it's hard to get help as it is now.
Well, I know DoorDash is working yet because we ordered DoorDash tonight.
Yeah, no, and I don't have it. See, the problem is I'm not really remote, but we don't have the services like Uber Eats, DoorDash.
We just within the past 5-6 months got DoorDash in this area.
Yeah, I should probably start that up here. Although up here it would be more in the summertime because there's I live in a community that's 6,900 people year round. 4,800 of those are voters. The rest of them are young kids or whatever. And in the summertime we grow to 48,000 people. So, of second home, people live in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, whatever. Our workforce here is already at minimum as it is, and almost every restaurant has a help wanted sign out front.
Really?
Oh yeah. In our area, I could drive by and take a photograph. Every single restaurant within a 25-mile area where I am, every single one has a help wanted in the window.
What would you guys feel about? Okay, and say we haven't hit our peak in the country in the United States. It finally comes. They start to bring in, like, say, your state's National Guard. People are going to overreact to that because they're not. Most people have never had these type of things. I know, like in our area, when we had major floods, I think our last huge, massive flood. Actually, that's not true. I think the big, massive flood was like in 1972 or something, and then there was another one maybe about 10 years ago, I think. Don't quote me on the time, but where then they bring in the state people, the government, the army, basically all the armed services to help a community. Some people are seeing some of this activity already, and they're panicking with that.
Yeah, some
because they've never
communities have
experienced,
already
these young kids
deployed.
have never experienced that. You know?
And from what I understand too, they were bringing a medical ship into New York Harbor or something like that.
Say that again, Bruno?
Yeah, they're bringing a 1,000 passenger ship into the harbor. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too.
Yeah, they're bringing a medical ship into New York Harbor.
Interesting.
A United States, a Navy medical ship is coming into New York Harbor.
Perfect time to thank our people in the armed services, Uncle Bruno.
Yep, that's for sure. Thank you very much for your services.
We always support the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Merchant Marines, Space
Coast Guard.
Force, and the Coast Guard. Yeah, you
That's
thought I was going to forget all that? My brain's coming back, Uncle Bruno. Guys, I was drooling. I was not completing sentences. People have no idea this shit. I mean, you, Uncle Bruno, you know. Ryan kind of knows because I literally just stayed away from people. I was like, God, am I going to make it through this? But yeah, do not fuck with Klonopin. Do not do it. Don't screw up with benzos of any kind. Get off the drugs. I've had a humbling experience going through these hospitals. People with alcohol problems and drug problems, I have a whole new respect for. I've heard so many stories, countless stories. And it was people from all walks of life, man. It was everybody from the doctors to musicians to teachers to lawyers to everyday worker bees, factory workers.
Yep, it's not just homeless people, that's for sure.
But I definitely, I almost like, it's so weird because I wish I would have been like gotten back on my motorcycle. I honestly believe this. I wish I would have had like a motorcycle accident without the helmet. Then people be like, "Oh, okay, he got fucked up because he hit his head." No, I fucked up my head because it was for a prescribed doctor's pill that I thought was a sleeping pill. So
there were 7 deaths in Daytona on motorcycles.
Oh, that's actually sad. I didn't. Is that the average? I mean, there has to be, right?
No, I don't know what the average is, but that's. I mean, there was. I'm going to say there wasn't as many bikers that because of this. A lot of the store owners were saying that a lot of the foreigners, the Brazilians, the Swedes, the Norwegians, there were not a lot of foreigners coming in to the Daytona Bike Week this year, for probably because of the corona. Now, they did close out on Friday evening of last week because it was supposed to run through Sunday the 15th. They did close Friday night. They did pull all of the permits for all of the vendors in and around Daytona and Orlando for the bike week. So basically it was over Friday night after everybody closed.
The government really does have their thumb over us, don't they?
Well, like you said,
I agree with it.
Right. I agree with it. And people were pissed because there were people that come, I went for the whole week. So I left the week before, and I went for the whole week.
From probably around the world.
And I came back, I left that Saturday morning, so it didn't affect me. I rode, and we had the grind. We did everything we wanted to get done. But there were people that came in on Friday afternoon that had hotel rentals, and they were coming in for the weekend to party. And all of a sudden they pull the plug. And it is what it is, but a lot of people were disappointed. Traffic, I thought, I drove back and forth from Florida to New Hampshire, not on my bike. I had it shipped. But traffic itself was, I-95 is usually full of traffic anyway. We got hit in an accident, so there was a 75-minute wait on a really huge accident with an 18-wheeler that lost control and went into the other oncoming lane. So we were going northbound. It was going northbound. It ended up in the southbound lane, and there were like 7 accidents, 7 cars involved in 1 death. And there was 1 car that was just completely smushed. We assume that was the person that died. But at any rate, the traffic.
Getting back on the topic, Uncle Bruno, Dave, this is what I like when the chat adds to the conversation.
Big Daddy, real quick, just drop me out. I'm going to take a bathroom break.
Oh, you got it. Okay, cool. So I'm going to drop. Look at you, Uncle Bruno, all up on the big screen.
Yeah, and so guess what? Like Bernadette says, gun sales. I bought some more ammo today, Bernadette, and actually stuff's going up.
Here's a question from Dave. Good. This is a smart man. Can the virus travel through the mail? Like if someone with the virus licks the envelope when you seal it?
I don't. They were saying like packages from China because people were like Amazon was going to suspend stuff from China and stuff and everything. They're saying that the packages cannot carry. There's no carrier for it. Okay, there's no. I know. I hope they don't cancel Sturgis. This year is the 80th, and I have a reservation, so I'm probably heading down. But at any rate, so I'm told that there's nothing for the thing. There's nothing for it to grab onto with the packages and the mail, is what I'm told. But if somebody maybe coughed onto that, envelope and you licked, so if you were at the post office and you were getting one of their envelopes and someone coughed in there like a couple of seconds before, and you go in there to grab an envelope, put your stuff in it, lick the thing closed, give it to the guy, that's a possibility. But
Uncle
I've
Bruno,
heard that packages.
we're doing it all wrong. Did you see that Instagram girl that licked the toilet seat?
Well, that's the new, that's the new thing now. Toilet seat and doorknobs. These kids, I told you, I comment. The youth of America is gonna fuck this country up bad.
And right now, the youth of America is like giving you the finger on this computer screen. Ryan's back from
Whatever. These kids. I mean, from sucking down friggin' Tide Pods to cinnamon friggin' what is it, cinnamon? I mean, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with you? If I had kids, let me tell you something. Luckily I didn't have any kids, because if they pulled those kind of stunts, guess what? I'd kick their ass right out the friggin' door. I wouldn't put up. My parents didn't put up. That's why we have the respect and loyalty. My parents didn't put up my bullshit. I got my ass kicked. I got, we had penalties for, and we had consequences when we were young kids.
Penalties for everything. I had that dream last night about the snake, and part of the dream, it was a completely different dream. I had two dreams because I wake up and I went back into dream mode. I had a dream where my kid, his dreams are ridiculous. I don't even know where they come from. I had a dream that one of the teachers of my child was being very, like, dickish, And here I am going into the school. Now, keep in mind, my daughter, I've never been to see the principal. My daughter is raised the way my parents raised me. She knew not to cause trouble, She's in high school. She's never been to the principal for a bad reason since her whole, she's like in 10th grade. And teachers are always like, oh, my God, she's so nice. And yeah, well, why is she so nice? Because we raised her the way my parents raised us.
Right.
But even though my parents kicked the shit out of me, I still went to the principal's office. I still got in trouble once in a while. But that's a good point. Now, with these kids home from school, you don't have kids, Bruno. Ryan, you got a problem. Your kids.
No problems.
No problems.
No problems.
Those breaks from school, though, for all these parents out there.
Well, Audrey's a stay-at-home mom as of right now.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. Yeah, and me as of lately, I've been working Monday and Tuesday, and I'm off the rest of the week. I personally work for a small business, so we're feeling it.
So how's that going to affect? So how's the income going to affect you?
We're
for a rainy day.
Well, we do detail work. So over the winter, obviously, we're slow. I worked about 3 days over the winter.
Yeah.
Starting to pick up a little bit now, and this is coming out. So obviously, some people are gonna, not show up or call and cancel. Yeah, we know how to save our pennies. We're fine.
Oh, good. Yeah. Because that's some of the problem with some of the people that, like you say, the wives now, either husband and wife are both home from jobs because they locked them out. And if they're capable of working from home, that's good. I'm hearing from some of the people that I know that our school system here, that some of the families are more comfortable homeschooling the kids. The only problem with that is you have to get the kid into that routine.
Yes.
So, and they're trying to set it up where it's not the full 8 hours of day. You get them a little play time, you get a little bit of time, so you get it where the kid, they stay focused, because you can't run your house like they're at school. 8 o'clock, you ring the bell, you have your lunch at noon, and then you go until 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The kids are not going to do that in their house. It's just not going to happen. So they've tried to set a guideline. They're also giving internet around here, so they're trying to do some classes online so that they can have the attention of the students. And
Well,
then
touching on that kind of stuff, I notice a lot of the service companies are giving grace periods for paying bills. They're not shutting off. They're not no late fees.
right.
Like
New
Pennsylvania,
Hampshire,
like
New Hampshire,
Pennsylvania.
you can't foreclose. You can't foreclose on any properties on New Hampshire right now until further notice from the governor.
Yeah, Pennsylvania Power and Electric (PPNL). They just issued a statement that they're not going to be charging any late fees. They're not going to shut people off. Service Electric, which is a cable company around here, same thing. They're not going to shut people off. They're actually disabled their bandwidth limit.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, they what?
Service Electric disabled their bandwidth limit that they have on their service plans.
Why would
So
they
that
do
means everybody gets fast internet.
Not necessarily faster, but they don't have a data cap, pretty much.
Oh, data cap. Okay, I got you.
Well, I wonder what the reasoning would be for that.
People are going to be home. What are they going to be
home
doing?
using it more.
Okay,
They're going to be using it more
right,
and more.
demand and poor people sitting at their computer. Could you imagine the people that, I mean, we're talking about it now, and we're about an hour into the show. I remember I want to end this on the crazy conspiracy theories that people are throwing out there. But could you imagine the people that just, they're out there. They're watching the news 24/7, and the news is all this crap. They're watching Facebook. They're watching videos. I've been literally, except for talking to you guys about this tonight, keeping it to about an hour a day because I just can't, I just can't.
Yeah, I've been watching YouTube videos of the different bike weeks and snowmobiling and certain thing like that. When I'm not watching the news at all, it's a pain in the neck. I haven't been watching any of the President Lives. I've been catching that after the fact on.
Do you think that Trump has like the monopoly on the highest number of lives? I don't think I've ever seen a president go and do. I mean, I know that a lot of them would go on often, but this guy is like constantly.
It's the new times. I mean, he's on every day with something new there because every day
Got
something
the
new
press
comes out from the
conferences
CDC.
himself. Yeah, he's doing the medical. Geez, I never seen a president that, and the guy's like in his 70s, isn't he?
But he looked. I think a couple was it last week? I didn't see it last week, but one of my friends said to me, he looked very, very tired on one of his lives.
I bet he did.
That was when they said that he has to be that he was supposed to go to be tested to see if he was positive because he was in contact with a couple of different dignitaries that were exposed, I guess. So at any rate, my friend called me and said, "Wow, Trump." And I was on vacation. He didn't know I was on vacation. He asked if I had saw TV, and I'm like, "Listen, I'm on vacation. I'm in this. I basically come back 11 to 12 o'clock at night, and I leave at 8 o'clock in the morning." And I said, "I don't watch any TV." I said, "I've been on my bike. We've been going places." I said, "So I haven't seen any of this." But he said, "Oh, he looked very." I said, "What do you expect? He's got all this stuff going on. It's 24/7 worth of information that is coming out."
What's your biggest concern, Uncle Bruno?
My biggest concern is businesses. I mean, I run a business, and I have a few things going on, and I have some things to come, that I'm going to get into here once the ground breaks. Right now, we're in a kind of a lockdown only because the roads are posted for limited tonnage to get product in a machinery and equipment to locations. So at this point here, we won't hit the road running until that gets lifted. And depends on the cold and the warm. Sometimes in the cold mornings we can move equipment, but there's not a lot we can really do because we need to move equipment a couple of different locations, and it just doesn't give us enough time. So we won't start working. I'm fearful of the people that may not want to come and look because of corona. Do they know if I'm infected? Do I know if they're infected? Those are going to be in the back of each other's minds. I don't generally put people in my vehicle anyway. And I know years ago, real estate, get the people in your car, get them captive. I don't let anybody come in my car. They follow me. They follow me to locations. I meet them on site. I generally don't put anybody in my vehicle. For one, the liability if something happens if I get in a car accident. I don't want to lose everything I own,
Ryan, how about you?
I'm more worried that people are going to start killing each other.
Well, I'm more.
Wow. He takes it down to one sentence.
I will be carrying some type of weapon on me. I
Do you
can
think?
tell you that much.
Do you think though? So, what do you think? It's going to turn into hell's bells?
I think if people continue acting as irrationally as they are, absolutely.
Yep.
Geez, that's scary because that is, we've seen how people act at sporting events when shit goes wrong.
Well, there's already people fighting in supermarkets over toilet paper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
What happens? What happens when that's food? And
That's what I'm saying. We're going to get exactly right. We're going to get to that point about the matter of fact. When I went to the grocery store the other day, I went to the meat aisle, and there was very, very little chicken, very, very little steak, very, very little hamburger. So I ended up going to the frozen section and got myself some package of Bubba burgers for the grill.
Package of Bubba burgers.
Bubba burgers, yeah.
I can't remember the day I had to go to the doctor's. I was going to call them and just try and get out of going, taking the drive to go. And I was going to try and use the coronavirus, and I didn't want to go into like these doctors' waiting rooms and stuff. And anyway, they like, no, come on up here. You got to come up here. So I went up there and I went shopping. This is how brain dead I am. I didn't even take notice of the connection between the virus, and I'm in Sam's Club, and I'm literally going, damn, there's a lot of people in here for like a Thursday morning. I go, what the hell? Like, I mean, just Jesus Christ, they're doing like, this is like weekend people, like the lines at every damn register. And I'm going for milk, and like 2/3 of the shelves are empty. And I'm like, holy shit, people are really digging milk. I remember going like, oh, this is crazy. I never seen this place's stock issue so bad. Maybe a lot of people quit or something, or like, what's going on here? It wasn't until like a day or two later with the news reports, I was like, oh, the people were panicking, and they did have a rushed Christmas pace to them. And here I am, I'm like, no water. Okay. I didn't need to buy toilet paper at the time, but I did take notice after the fact. I was like, yeah, when I went by there, because I always kind of look at things just if we buy them every month just for the prices. And there's a lot of things that were, that's frightening. It definitely goes into the conspiracy theories and stuff. You think people are going to start shooting for?
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
drop the meatloaf. Drop the meatloaf.
I told you that my friend in Ohio, he cleared out both of his bars because he's hey, if you're going to break in, There's nothing in here for you to take.
Did you guys have state liquor stores up there in New Hampshire? Yeah,
we do. Yes.
Are they boarding up the front of the buildings?
They haven't yet. And I was thinking
down where me and Big Daddy are, they started boarding up the front of all the buildings so
they don't smash and grab. Interesting. That hasn't happened here yet, but I haven't been around that much because when I got home, I kind of been working from home. And I've been doing some stuff at the house. So I haven't really driven around. I went to the supermarket when we first come back on Monday. That was pretty much it. But at that point, there was, that was during the daytime. So I don't know if they're doing that at night.
Yeah.
This is going to change. This is funny because everybody is sending out emails. All these companies, like these insurance companies, if you have an appointment with us, we're going to ask you a few questions, blah, blah. But there's other places like, oh, we sanitize and we do this. And weren't you doing that before? If you're a restaurant or if you have a bathroom facility, these people are making it sound like they're going above and beyond that. They should have been doing that way before sanitizing stuff, in doctors' offices and stuff. Yeah. Now all of a sudden they're wiping the armchairs. Well, they should have been doing that a long time ago.
Absolutely.
Is what I feel. I get a thing from my dentist, and he's like, yeah, we're going to still be open, and, we're sanitizing every time people come in the waiting room and they leave, we sanitize. And then today they're like, nope, we're closed. Here's a hotline. If you need to reach me for an emergency, call this number. It's a cell phone. It'll go to somebody, and we'll get you in, and we'll do whatever.
You can come in my basement and pull a couple teeth.
Whatever. So one of the guys was talking to us, pretty funny, a friend of mine in New York. He goes, hey, the strippers in New York are making house calls.
Oh wow. All right, here's something that one of my followers sent me a private message about. What about all these cities with the massive homeless populations that are so close to each other in their tents, these tent cities? If
What
these
is the
viruses
government doing for them?
well, that's actually how it came up. He was in like a group kind of conversation, and he says, "Are all these homeless people going to get $1,000?" And what we immediately started to get to was that, could you imagine these people that are multiple people in a tent, homeless, just trying to survive, stay warm, stay dry, and now these populaces get hit by this virus in a big way.
Do
What
some
is
of them,
that?
do some of them even know what's going on?
But just sitting and thinking about it, it makes you wonder how hardened their immune systems are from being outside 24/7. Not
That's
that it makes it
interesting.
not that it makes it any better, because it doesn't.
No, but you're right. I wonder if their immune systems are stronger, being like you just said, being that they're outside.
I would like to think they would be.
I like that. Portland's going to be a nightmare.
Carla says she's got to run, guys. Work in the morning.
Have a good
So
night,
she's
Carlos.
still working.
Yep. Have a good
I
night.
don't know where Carla works. I think she works at. No, I can't even think what she. See, this is my brain still not working. I know where she works. But I can't
She works somewhere.
works.
She works
Well,
somewhere.
my point is that all these factory places are still working. Well, not all of them, maybe, but majority of them. There's
Well,
a lot
the
of
majority
people
of them
out there
are.
still being forced to work close with other people every day.
I think
Well,
it's like
look at
liability.
Amazon hired on a ton of people just to try and help keep up with demand.
Right. Hey, pull me down for a second. I'm going to hit the head and I'll come back.
Okay. All right. All right. It's just you and me. Let me come live and see. I want to show everybody.
Well, I think Big Daddy turned into it looks like a couch. Big Daddy, are you there? All right, I suppose not. Maybe he'll be coming back soon.
Hold on a second.
Hey, there you are. You're back.
First time in 9 months.
Yeah, your audio cut out there, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
Not
saying we're
okay.
not in the studio right now. We're just in the room. It's like no big deal.
We all thought you turned into a couch.
Oh, okay. Well, months ago I could have possibly thought I was a couch. So.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
And Nancy just woke up. Everybody.
Good morning, Nancy.
Nancy's her way of combating the virus is to sleep more. Big
Daddy, I like this look. It looks like you're getting ready to loot.
Is that what it is? The Christmas lights. When I came home from the hospital, I asked my daughter to put some lights in. So it was so cool of her to do that.
Yeah.
What do you say I look like? I look like I'm about to go looting. Yeah. I need like some kind of mask. Yeah, I look like the UPS guy. That's what I figured.
It's not brown though. It's got to be brown.
Look at my beard is falling off onto my coat. Hope that's not part of this. You can't see me. Well,
Hey,
you're
there's
not
Bruno's
missing
back.
that. If you're just joining us, this is the Big Daddy Road Show. I already don't like the video. Actually, I think I'm just going to stay off the damn camera, let you guys shine, because I think it looks better with just two people on the screen. And it would be fun to watch. It would be fun to watch new people listening say, "Who's the guy talking that's not on the fucking screen?"
Well, you know what the best part of not being on the screen is you're able to read the comments and bring some stuff up that people are talking about, because we can't see the comments.
I'm pretty much putting them all up there, especially when people try to get in private conversations with you guys. Like Dave was going, Bruno, where are you staying at fucking Sturgis? It's like, wait a minute, we're on a live show talking about a topic. You guys don't get to go.
I didn't read that.
You'll catch it later. Dave was. My point is, I don't put that kind of shit up there because, not to be a dick, but it's like if I let the chat do that, you know what happens. But they've been so awesome tonight. People putting up crazy.
Let's get into your conspiracy theory so that we can get this thing.
Let's wind it up. Yeah, I mean,
yep.
Uncle Bruno's getting bored.
I'm not getting bored.
Uncle Bruno.
I still got a bunch of things to do. Yeah.
Me too.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory you've heard so far?
The favorite one was the one that some guy took it out of the lab and dropped it on the floor. Was trying to steal it from some American spy was trying to steal it and dropped it on the floor. The vial. That's what I heard.
There was something where one of the universities, and I think this is actually real news, got arrested for dealings with China and the money he was accepting for something that was a pretty big deal. This is why I'm saying, like, you don't know what the hell's going on behind the scenes.
I know we're not going to know. We're really not going to know the truth for a long time. I mean, it's the whole government. The government keeps a lot of stuff away from us. You know that.
All right, my favorite one is just kind of a belief system through alphanumerics. So C would be the third letter of the English language for COVID, which is the angel of the bottomless pit. And then Ovid is derived from Latin, meaning sheep. And then the number 19 would be slaughter. So by alphanumeric, it means Abaddon, sheep, and slaughter, which is kind of my at least I'm very amused by.
Something I read today was actually to look up the titles to these viruses.
Well, it's like
I never got to doing it, but I was told to do it.
Well, this kind of falls in line with what I said, and this is like a little transcript from something that somebody posted, and it says, "They speak in code. Do your own research on this and wake up. The place of the scripture which he read was this: He was led as a sheep to the slaughter, and like a lamb dumb before his shearer, so opened he not his mouth." So that's they're kind of saying that by alphanumeric code that this is kind of written on the wall. So wow. I found some great amusement in that one. Speaking
of written on the wall, I'm amazed at how many people were sending me these videos. We get into short, just like you and me last night, Brian. I think you were my last conversation. What was it, like 1:30 in the morning, via private messages? But I get them all day and night some days. And during all this, I've been getting a lot more private messages. People want to know what I think about it. I don't know why the fuck they want to know what I think about it, but
what was in the glass, Ryan?
No,
iced tea. Iced tea.
No. What I wanted to ask was that because of the conspiracy topic, I was amazed at how many of these people didn't ever hear about the Georgia Guidestones. Have you guys heard of the Georgia Guidestones?
I actually can't say that I have. I'm about to in about 10 seconds here.
Well, go ahead and give the audience the rundown on that if you can find some easy reading. But I'm going to do a little talking about it. Basically,
okay, here we go.
Hold on. Let me give you my take on it before you go into the details you found.
Go ahead.
This is only because this has driven me crazy for years. And I'll give you my feelings on it quickly, and then I want you to just go nuts with what you found. This is a massive monument. I believe it's in Georgia. I don't even know what community it's in. What I've learned about it years ago was that nobody knows who paid for the construction of it. Nobody knows who paid for the engraving in the stones. Nobody knows who asked for it to be built. But it's a monstrous monument. And people visit it, and you can do Google and YouTube it, and you're going to see the inscriptions and some of the wording that's on it. I guess maybe Ryan will hit up on. But it's about basically controlling the population. And it's literally out there as a monument saying that it's coming. It's basically going to happen. It doesn't say, I don't know if it says when, unless it's encoded. But go ahead, Ryan. The Georgia Guidestones.
Okay, the history of it is in June 1979. A man using the pseudonym Robert C. Christian approached the Elberton Granite Finishing Company on behalf of a small group of loyal Americans and commissioned the structure.
Wait a second. Hold on. See, this is already sounding like fake news to me, because I'm telling you, they were saying that they couldn't. This could be some jerk off taking claim to building it. I'm telling you, this thing. Go ahead. I'm just telling you, though. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
I know. I sound like Eddie Bravo on the Rogan Experience right now, but I'm telling you, these fuckers didn't know who built it. They didn't even know what company built it. You're telling me they know who paid for it, who commissioned it?
Carrying on, Christian explained that the stones would function as a compass, calendar, and clock, and should be capable of withstanding catastrophic events. A guy by the name of Joe Fendley of Elberton Granite assumed that Christian was a nut and attempted to discourage him by giving a quote several times higher than any project the company had taken, explaining that the guide stones would require additional tools and consultants. Christian accepted the quote. When arranging payment, Christian explained that he represented a group which had been planning the guide stones for 20 years and which intended to remain anonymous.
Well, you're not fucking remaining anonymous if you got the main.
Well, if you remember what the first line was, it was in June 1979. A man using the pseudonym Robert C. Christian.
All right, you got me there, but I'm telling you, you got this is news flash to me because all the years I heard about this damn thing. Now, does it go into any of what's the inscriptions are on it and what it says and all the different corners and there's some pretty bizarre shit that's on those stones. And I don't know, what was their reason for supposedly putting it up?
Well, the reason that he gave for it was to be used as where was it here?
A compass,
a calendar, and a clock.
Yeah, well then why would you have all the funky
devastation?
Why would you have all the funky wording and stuff all over you, folks? You got
to now. There's 10 inscriptions on it, which I have all here. If you want me to read them out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Inscription number 1 is maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature.
Hold on, stop. There's 1 billion people in China, right?
At least.
Okay.
At least.
So what is that? What's the first thing you're reading? What is that saying?
Saying that their suggestion is to maintain under 500 million people.
Why are these fucking clowns with their suggestion that who decides who's going to die? You know we're dead. Our show's dead. They're going to kill those 3 fuckers. This show's got to go. Okay, but it's okay. This is good. Now, Uncle Bruno, I'm going to shut up. When he reads them off, you tell me what you think based on what he's reading. About what? 9 more? 10 more?
9 more.
Okay.
Okay, number 2, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. That was the second inscription.
Okay, maybe Richard Simmons was one of the investors.
No, it wasn't Simmons. It was, what's his name? The other guy, Jack LaLanne. That was that
Jack
era.
LaLanne. Yeah, because it was from the 70s, right?
Yes.
What year was this thing built? You can look that up too. I don't know when it was erected.
He commissioned
it was erected in 1980.
80.
It was
These fucking things are freaky, man.
It was commissioned in 79, erected in 80.
Yeah, commissioned by nobody knows who.
Oh, by the way, this thing weighs almost 250,000 pounds.
Oh, is that it?
Where's it located?
Georgia. Where in Georgia?
It's located in Elbert County, Georgia.
Okay. I should have stopped.
Wait. Let's go back to the tonnage here. How many?
Just 237,746 pounds in all.
So you have to divide that out for tonnage.
And the people, and then the people decided to give them a quote price that was just ridiculous.
And they took it.
Could you imagine just what the cost would be to ship that shit? Where do you order that from? What is it, made out of granite?
It's made out of granite.
We got 7 more things to go. Uncle Bruno, let's hear your thoughts on this. Jack LaLanne was funny. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, by the way, that'd be 118.8 tons.
Tons, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a big fucking thing here.
All right, number 3.
Let's see, number 3, unite humanity with a living new language.
Now that's fucking freaky right there.
That's already going on now.
What is that? With the slang people using?
Yeah, slang, emojis, people, using the texting words with only a couple of initials and whatever,
You think that's what those old timers before the internet had in mind? All right, go ahead. What other freaky things are written on this thing?
Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason.
Yeah, we're really doing that this last week. A lot of tempered reason going on.
Yeah. Number 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. We already fucked up on that one.
Yeah, except for the ones that they're going to kill with the population control with that number they want to keep us under.
Number 6, let all nations rule
What's up,
in.
Dale? Sorry,
What's
go
that?
ahead. I said,
Okay.
what's up, Dale? Sorry.
Number 6, let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court.
New fucking world order. Go ahead, Bruno.
Yeah.
Space war. Space army.
Space Force.
Yep. Space force.
Okay, so you're reading him, and he's being pretty nonchalant about it. He's leaning back and stuff, but he likes conspiracy theories. None of this shit's like hitting a chord with you, Ryan.
Just soaking it in, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're got about 5 more to go.
Avoid petty laws and useless officials.
Yeah. Quit. So see what they're doing. They're literally telling us to get rid of useless officials, keep the population under a certain number. The petty law thing I like. Like
Trump drained the swamp. He's done pretty good at that.
I don't know. I've never seen these arrests that they keep saying are coming.
Number 8, balance personal rights with social duties.
Ryan, can you please, for somebody watching, could you put the link up to this information?
Absolutely.
But I will tell everybody, if you just Google, or don't even Google, go to YouTube and just put up Georgia Guidestones, you'll have people that are showing, they're walking around this mega structure and they're showing you these inscriptions he's talking about. And it's high quality work. They must have paid dearly for it. What was that last one again? Because I didn't really get anything out of that one.
That was number 8, balance personal rights with social duties.
That sounds like fucking communism to me. Uncle Bruno, balance? Who gets the balance? These fucking guys that put this monument up, that's who.
Probably. There's no balance. There's no balance right now between the Democrats and the Republicans.
Go ahead.
Okay, number, what are we on? 9. Prize, truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite.
This is some fucking alien talk right there.
Playboy Mansion.
Playboy Mansion, except Hugh Hefner's infinite.
Is he running anymore? He died, right?
Yes, he died.
They sold it. They sold the mansion.
Yeah. Take them long to get rid of it.
Maybe that's where the coronavirus outbreak started.
Well, my point is that
they're not talking about the Illuminati, though. There's no Illuminati in that.
Well, I mean, it's got an Illuminati feeling to it.
Yeah.
Is there another one, or is that it?
There's one more, and this one's actually probably my favorite one.
Oh boy.
Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature.
Yes.
Yeah. That be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's too late with all the building and tearing down and clearing out the forests and all that shit.
Now, in 2008, the stones were defaced with polyurethane paint and graffiti with slogans such as Death to the New World Order, the first serious act of vandalism in the Grindstones' history. In September 2014, there was a graffiti including the phrase, "I am Isis, goddess of love" on it. Pictures of that are also on the link that I said.
Imagine all those guys that paid for this, never mention their name. They had to go by and see a bunch of jerk-off high schoolers spray painting shit all over their monument.
They look, at least in the pictures, absolutely colossal.
Yeah. And the carvings are pretty, I don't know how they carving granite and stuff, but yeah, but this is something that's been out there. Obviously, I thought it was out there longer, but when it was discussed, when I listened about it, nobody, and I get that the guy used a fake name, but it's still connected to people with a face if you had to go in, unless he did it over the phone. I don't know. But the big topic was that the people didn't know who would spend so much money to put such a thing up. And the whole number of keeping the number, I think that was the big thing that drove people goofy. Like who knows? Maybe it was just a real rich billionaire that was bored and wanted to just fuck with people for years after he died. Who knows?
Yeah.
So we're working on $1.50 here on the Big Daddy Road Show. If you joined us, a lot of people joined us. Appreciate that.
Here we go. I got physical data on that. It's 19 feet 3 inches tall.
19 feet. Yeah, but it's 19 feet. Is that it? There's probably like another 20 feet in the ground. Anyway, check it out. Google it. Go to YouTube. Uncle Bruno, you got a bail on us?
Yes, I'm bailing. I've got an early appointment tomorrow morning.
Thanks. Well,
with somebody coming. So
yeah, it was nice seeing you.
Yeah, nice seeing you. Good getting the show rolling, and hopefully we'll do a few more of these here coming up.
Yeah,
All right,
we'll
everybody, have a good night.
You too, bud. Have a good one.
All right,
appreciate it. Let's get rid of him.
And then there were two.
I gotta get a new camera. The camera's not sharp enough. So, yeah, I mean, people wanted me to do shows back when I got out of the hospital. Yeah, that wasn't happening.
No, you got to do it when you're ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, and also I like to do ones where I'm interested in the conversations, and I'm not interested in the virus, but I'm definitely interested in watching how these people are reacting to it. And yeah, I mean, it's a slippery slope. I always tell people, watch the slippery slopes. You don't know, one thing leads to another, kinetic energy. This one does something stupid. 20 people do something stupid. 100 people do something stupid. 1,000 people do something stupid. And we're all like, holy fuck, we didn't see them doing that. What the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah.
I'm talking with a potty mouth. Nancy Quinn is still watching. Dave, let's see. Balanced person, rights with social justice. Keep your self-entitlement in check. Yeah, that's I'm assuming he's taking that off of one of the lines you read off the Stones.
Yep.
Let me ask him in the chat. Did you guys know the Georgia Guidestones? I'm curious. To me, it just totally fits in with the population control and any viruses that could, potentially take out a lot of people around the globe. Because
I never actually heard of the Georgia Guidestones until tonight.
I know I'm good for something then. A stupid trivia. But I was always into like Coast to Coast radio show with George Norrie.
Yep.
And when you're driving back from a poker game at 3 or 4 in the morning, this is what's on the radio. So I just remember going, and I checked it out on YouTube, and I was like, damn, I just want to know what people would want to, what's the reasoning for putting it up anonymously? Some of those things that are inscribed on there are a little bit, could be taken a little bit as like, hey, on a New World Order kind of, and this whole New World Order thing is nothing new.
No, this has been around for a long time.
And the way you see the media, if you're old enough to know what the media was like back when it was Walter Cronkite, back when more companies owned serious news agencies, and now I think it's like we're down to like just six corporations.
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6.
And that just doesn't seem like enough people, because you can control. The editor can control what's being seen.
Yeah.
Uncle Bruno says, awesome to get back on the horse with you guys. Way to go, BDRS and Riot. Cool. Bernadette's never heard of him. So I guess I'm going to have to start talking about some of our freaky topics that maybe people would dig that. Somebody had sent me a video of some horoscope people, asked me what I thought about the horoscope, and knowing that I had an open mind. When I watched a particular video, I thought that it was people jumping on a bandwagon to kind of take advantage of the crazy times.
Mm-hmm.
I watched about a 20-minute video, and they were talking about, to me, general items, which I think a lot of those people do. General things that you kind of take it as, hey, they hit it on the head. Either way, based on just the wording they use. But I don't begrudge people that dig the horoscope and are into that. Whatever makes you happy and calms you down. And like crystals, I dig crystals just because I dig rocks and crystals.
Yeah.
So I'm a crystal rock hounder. If they bring me a little bit of satisfaction and calm my nerves, just kind of gazing at them and looking at all the different details, more power to you. So
yeah, whatever makes you happy, whatever helps keep you calm,
whatever floats your boat. So
I'm actually scrolling through. I'm trying to find the one conspiracy over this. it was at least mildly interesting and you didn't laugh
What's
at me.
that?
I'm trying to find it right now so I can be a little more accurate.
I don't know what topic you're talking about.
About the coronavirus. I'm trying to find the one conspiracy theory here, so I give accurate information over what I'm reading rather than some bullshit.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember where the hell I found it though.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to put up these Georgia Guidestones pictures just so that people, if they haven't gotten to it yet, they can kind of get a visual of the size of these things.
Have you heard of Agenda 21?
Yeah, that goes back many years too.
They're saying that the plan is to depopulate 95% of the world by 2030.
Yeah, that's the crazy number. Think about that, 95%.
Yeah,
that's a ballsy number to throw out there, and that doesn't
well,
leave.
You figure there's what about 7.5 trillion people living on the planet.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you how many people live on the planet. I don't think my mind can comprehend how many people are living on the planet.
7.7 billion.
Interesting.
7.7 billion. And they said they want to eliminate 95%.
Well,
that's 7.3 billion people.
That's a lot of percent.
That's a lot of percent. That's 7.3 billion people.
So if you're watching this show, you pretty much know you're say goodnight, Irene, because you're going.
So if anybody wants to dig into that one, Agenda 21.
There's a quick picture of those Georgia Guidestones we were just talking about.
I'd really like to
see. Yeah, I would predict them to be about. You said about 19 feet. I would suggest they were probably about 24 feet tall, but those are some pretty wicked sized. Looks like granite to me. And all that inscribing, no wonder they bid them high. But it's amazing that there's even technology back then that could do something that big. Because there has to be at least 1/3 of that in the ground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Chris Mowers says shoulders deep. Wow, that's going back. That's going back a ways, Chris. Shoulders deep. I guess he's saying something 2027. Yeah, there's always something that's going to happen 10 years from now. And 10 years from now comes, and then it's like shit's going to happen.
Also, I guess it was in a couple books, but I know one of them definitely that it was in was a Sylvia Browne book.
Yeah.
And I guess they supposedly, I just saw that too. Supposedly predicted this happening in 2020, and then saying that in another 10 years it was going to happen all over again, pretty much.
I still think, getting back to the whole virus thing, is that the one thing I was most touched by with my private messages was this mega-sized homelessness situation that we have. I don't know. It just kind of grew over the last 20 or 30 years.
Yes,
but they're just to monumental proportions. If any of these viruses that get into those groups, I won't say we'll have the walking dead, but the biggest problem I think is if medical facilities get inundated, which is probably why they're bringing medical ships to New York. You're going to see like Civil War type quick mass units set up to basically quarantine and probably keep people as comfortable as possible, which really leads me to one thing I did want to say, how annoyed I am and how this is the one thing that's really bothering me. Every time I see states where they have legal recreational cannabis, for for like a years now. That's the one thing I'm jealous about. I'm really jealous about how some states, these people are probably weathering these virus and crazy news media storms a lot better than in states where they don't have it. I would also love to see if the spike of sales is like a third higher or something, or double what it was.
Well, I know in various states, there's sales on certain things has gone through the roof.
Yeah. Joey says that back in the past, Jesse Ventura talked about it on a show, Conspiracy Theory, and he says Sylvia Brown thing has been big time on Facebook recently. Bernadette says Sylvia Brown said, as quick as this virus comes in 2020, it will take out many people, and then we'll leave out of nowhere, I guess, and then return in 10 years. She predicted that in 2008.
Yeah. I did find what I was looking for before, if you want me to bring that up.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't want to do a 4-hour show.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty happy to get back. And
well, this touches on military operations, a bunch of CEOs from major companies stepping down.
Yeah, I saw that. Now that's
that would be CEO of Microsoft, Disney, Tinder, Hinge, OkCupid, Match, Hulu, MedMen, L brands like Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works, Harley Davidson, IBM, T-Mobile, LinkedIn, MasterCard. It was all posted as it's a public notice by Anonymous. I'm sure you're familiar with that group.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but I'm anonymous. I am anonymous.
But they
what? Just gonna ignore that? That's a pretty heavy statement I just made. No, go ahead.
No big deal. I don't think no matter what.
I don't think anonymous is supposed to be any one person, is it?
No, it's not. But what they're saying is that, and the stock markets obviously is starting to crash. They're saying that there's going to be mass arrests worldwide.
Yeah, go ahead and give it a list of some of those arrests. Excuse me.
Okay,
there's no sense with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Let's see, where is the exact list? Doug Collins, Matt Getz, Ted Cruz.
Ted fucking Cruz.
There was a bunch of there was a bunch of celebrities that were involved there as well. I can't seem to place exactly who they were.
Right.
But they're going on to say how Gitmo has been like heavily funded and troops lined up there.
Sure.
Talking about just in general, they're saying, I guess their outlook is that Trump is actually orchestrating all of this. And he's doing it to try and take out people who are, say, like pedophiles that are running major operations, which we all know. Some of the conspiracies involving Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton with what was that Pizzagate, if I'm not mistaken.
Listen, we know we have a major problem with trafficking, drugs, and people. This is nothing new. It's just what's odd is that the news media is not over that every day. Like what makes them choose what stories to cover? And if they're not covering things like trafficking of human beings for sex or whatever else.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg too, yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. Bernadette says cannabis sales have risen in Oregon since the pandemic started. Of course. Yo, Portland. God, I used to like to do the shows when I was high, Ryan. I don't have any. I was thinking about maybe I'll take that $1,000 the president sends me. Give me some of that PA cannabis, medicinal cannabis.
Chris says it seems like the government is herding people into certain spots. Close all the stores except for a few. That everyone is
what?
Chris Maurer.
Really?
Close all the stores except for a few, and then everyone is forced to go to the same stores, making people closer together. It's not that hard to figure out. The way this conspiracy theory that I brought up works is they're hurting all the people inside and going to declare martial law in order to actually keep the population safe. So this one doesn't.
Chris is saying that you're going to go to Sam's Club, and that's when they're going to gash you.
Listen. I don't think the U.S. government's going to kill all of us.
Okay, good. That's good news.
That's just my standpoint. Nothing anybody says is going to change my mind on that. I don't think their intentions are to slaughter all of us.
All right, good.
I think there's plenty of other countries out there that do want to slaughter all of us.
What?
But I don't think that no matter what way you spin the bottle here, I don't think it's going to be a great like a fucking 3-month party here. It's not going to be. We're going to be going through hell for a while. It is what it is.
I got no time. I just went through hell for 9 months. That's the luck I have. I go through hell and survive suicidal tendencies and shit with Klonopin and going cold turkey by mistake because I didn't research the medication. And I start to finally feel a little bit better. And I'm going to get wiped out by some fucking flu bug.
Well, you know what? We'll come here and talk about the hell together. It'll be a good time.
Oh, yeah. It's a good time. It's a great time. One thing I could tell people is it's amazing what you could survive. Because I'll tell you, like I said, I left the whole experience humbled and having a whole new, basically what it taught me was that there's so many different, two things I learned with this, I think, is that there's so many people really suffered out there and you wouldn't even know it. They kind of put on a mask and a face. And number two, we all see things completely different. We think we all see things the same. We both talk, like when we talk about this coronavirus. No, we don't think about it the same. We don't have the same feelings about it. We react differently, anxiety-wise. Some people can handle certain things. And then the next little thing that you wouldn't even bother anybody is driving them nuts. And that's what I think is going on with these toilet paper thing. I think some of these people at some kind of biological level were triggered and out of control. They just, like you said, they had to just go. It was automatic. It's like Mother Nature saying, just go buy toilet paper. Go buy fucking bread. Go buy milk. Go buy, it's like the snowstorms times 1,000.
Yeah.
The world's going to end. But you know what? If the world ends for you, at least your ass is clean and you have a good amount of vitamin D in your.
Well, I know there was a picture going around on Facebook, and it was something about it jumped ahead. It's quite a few years in the future, and it said they're all dead, all of them, but they have some of the cleanest asses we've ever seen.
Right. I've never seen that movie, Joey. Have you seen this movie, Idiocracy? Never seen it. I'll have to look into that. I know movies like Contagion and stuff like that are very popular. That shows you how sick human beings are. We're actually in the middle of something that we don't know what the fuck it is, and people's idea of fun and passing time is to watch movies about pandemics. Right there tells you a lot about the human species.
Well, just being somebody that enjoys their share of video games, there is a video game. It's like a launcher. It's like a online store where you can buy video games, and they actually removed a game called Pandemic from being released on their store when all this started breaking out.
Yeah. Right now, and I guess we better start winding this down, Ryan. But I think right now, what's interesting to watch is there's people that are you're seeing a lot more sponsored ads on Facebook where business people are trying to get your business, or business people that seem to have a niche for crises like this, survival foods and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of people jumping on that are in the food industry, offering home delivery or whatever through the crisis. But to me, it's just so strange how some people are just some of them seem like 100% legit, compassionate, caring, that they really just want to, they want their business to survive, which everybody deserves that. But they really have a bigger motive of being kind and compassionate and trying to help people.
Well, I'll tell you what, if The Walking Dead taught me anything, is to not trust people who seem kind and compassionate in a crisis situation.
Yeah. But what's weird is that the crisis situation didn't even happen yet.
Oh, no, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Think about if they, morgues can't handle bodies. I still think that there's something more to this. I don't know what it is. It's almost like if somebody had a gun to your head and you were live right now. Only people in the audience can't see that there's a gun to your head. You were told to say certain things, to act a certain way, and you have to do a pretty damn good job of it, because if you don't, you just get shot.
Yeah.
I just think that people are. I don't get, with all the other flu seasons we've been through, because the flu has always killed elderly people. The flu has always killed people that with compromised immune systems or serious health problems. But I personally never been through anything like this before in my life. I can remember, though, there was something when we were young, very young, where I remember the family taking a trip to get shots. It could have been for chickenpox or measles. So we've been through something, but I don't remember. But that was prior to all the media and Facebook and all that. That was back when most people still had black and white television sets.
Yeah.
And I remember going to like some kind of school gymnasium, and you had to pull up your sleeve and get a shot. But what would you do? And I'll leave it with. I'll let you have a final question or a thought. But what would you do if in the next couple of days they alert the press that they have a shot for the virus? Would you have your kids take it, and would you push to have your whole family take it? I would. I personally wouldn't. No, I just say I would.
As it sits right now, no.
Yeah.
As it sits now, no. Well, there's another. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would be probably like, well, there's going to be a ton of people. You're just going to jump on that bandwagon, and as long as numbers are staying, like you said, as they are now, I probably would just sit back and watch what happens. I'm not really big into flu virus shots. Lori says I would just get the shot. I do not confirm to shit. Huh. I'm going to put that up on the screen. I don't get that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to take like an anti-vaxxer stance on it, because I'm not that way. But no, at this point, I wouldn't. As we stand today, if it started affecting children and just the general population a lot more than it has, affecting people other than the elderly and people with with weak immune systems, from the get-go, then my thoughts on that might change. But as it sits right now, no, I probably wouldn't.
Nancy, would you take the shot? Yeah. I'm just saying I wouldn't do that. So, hey, not a bad show. Well, anything else you want to add, Ryan, before we bail? Because we'll put this up on the YouTube. And
no, I think this was a pretty solid reunion.
We're back together. This is like the Beatles.
I think we should have a reunion tour.
I really wish Nancy would have been around. But not that I sent her a private message, but her, I thought she would just be like, of course, she probably doesn't have a signal, poor thing. If anybody's going to be in a bad situation, if shit hits the fan, it's Nancy. She's going to have a shitty cell phone with a bad battery. It's crazy. We're thinking about you, Nancy. Don't worry. If the world comes to a complete end, we'll just start like commandeering big SUVs and motorcycles, and we'll come and find you. But you're going to have to like hang tough in Tennessee for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you, Lori. I got it now. Yeah, sometimes we type too fast and shit like that. So, okay, I don't have my music. This is the Big Daddy Road Show. You're looking at Ryan Tabasco. And thank you, as always. You kill it on the computer. I want to thank Uncle Bruno for joining us. These two guys are my wingman. And I think I had like 2 episodes during this show, maybe 3, where I had a little brain fog. It's still a lot better than it has been. But then again, I also want to stress that a big thanks for all the people who send me all these messages. I'm so glad you're getting better. Yeah, I am getting better. Keyword is I'm getting better, but I'm far from off the hook. And lastly, pay attention to what drugs you're doing. Stay away from the nasty stuff. And if your doctor prescribes you something, do a little research, especially about what pills you shouldn't take and go cold turkey on. Because I'm telling you, man, what did I tell you before the show? I almost wish I did major drugs. It's like I wish I did. At least I'd have like an excuse to have like a brain issue. But it's getting better. When I first went into first hospital visit, I couldn't complete sentences. I was spelling the word and like ANDD shit like that. And then I would notice it like right after I did it. So we might do a show. I was going to have Uncle Bruno or you come live and just kind of, I want to get my own video. There's countless videos on benzo withdrawal disorders and stuff like that. This is a major thing. I'm nothing special. There's probably 1 million people out there that are suffering from the same type of situation, or Xanax pills or whatever pills the doctors prescribe you. But Chris, I'm going to leave it at that. Chris says shoulders deep. That's funny. Folks, if you're new to the show, you don't know what shoulders deep is, let's just say our show used to be a lot more crazy. Shoulders, what was that from? It was something to do with a cow or something. People that have to do like pregnancy tests on a cow or something, they're shoulders deep. So nice seeing everybody. Appreciate the chat was really cool. Nothing went out of control. A lot of logical, positive thoughts, and more importantly, comments that added and made the conversations more interesting. Ryan, I'll let you have the final word.
Make sure you like and share. Very important to share so we get more people watching.
That would be nice. So.
Also, here's a link to Tie-Dye Hippie. Definitely support him.
Yeah, Tie-Dye Hippie, he didn't make it in the chat, but this guy's lost his job with the virus and whatnot, but he makes these killer tie-dye t-shirts, and he also sells the hemp oils, CBD oils, mixes it up himself and all that. So if you can help our friend out, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, Brian, appreciate it. I'll leave it with Alexa. Alexa, tell us more about the coronavirus.
On December 31st, 2019, it was reported that a new coronavirus strain, COVID-19, was identified by Chinese researchers in connection with a pneumonia-like illness based in Wuhan City, China. On March 11, 2020, due to the global spread of the virus, the World Health Organization officially declared it a pandemic. As of March 18th, there are over 204,000 confirmed cases worldwide. For more information, try asking, what's the importance of social distancing?
Alexa, what's the importance of social distancing? We'll leave it with that, folks. Check you later.
In an effort to prevent further spread of COVID-19, restaurants and bars are shutting down or suspending dine-in options, and events are being canceled or postponed. These moves align with White House and CDC recommendations to practice social distancing, defined as the practice of maintaining greater than usual physical